Hello there, and welcome to this week's edition of Creative Critique. The newly released cinematic film that I saw this week is the newest film from a director who is often ridiculed these days, and that director is, of course, M. Night Shyamalan. Just the mere mention of his name sometimes can create giggles amongst people, and to a very large degree they are warranted. But what we're going to be discussing here is his newest film, The Visit, which is a quote-unquote horror film, if you will. Now, the reason why I did that little motion then will be explained amongst this review. What's the film about? The film is about... It's about a daughter who has lost contact with her parents. They've, since she was 18, she's not spoken to them since she was 18, and they have reached out to her and would like to get to know her again, or in particularly get to know their grandchildren, of which she has two. A older daughter and a younger son. So, they reach out, she agrees to let them go visit them. But she's still a bit apprehensive herself with her relationship with them, so she wants the kids to have not any sort of biased opinion of them and lets them go by themselves. And what precedes is them experiencing a rather unusual experience, it's very fair to say. Now, when I quote-unquote did that little thing before, regarding it was a horror, saying it was a horror film, it's for a very good reason. And that reason is purely because when I was watching the film, my word, there were some really creepy moments, quite unnerving moments, but equally there was opportunities for absolutely fits of giggles and really, really, I think intentionally funny moments. And I came out of watching this film not really sure what to make of it, because it was so not unbalanced. It was just blah, blah, blah. It was such a different experience in watching what is supposed to be. And from the trailer, I experienced that it was going to be a pure horror film. It is a found footage film. And the reason why it's a found footage film is because the daughter in this film is creating a log. She's likes to make movies, and in this instance, she wanted to make a movie of them reconnecting with their grandparents and getting footage from them for their mother. So that's why it's a found footage film. And like I say, the tone of the film is completely all over the place, but it's intentional, I believe. And the reason why I say it's intentional is because, having read some information after watching the film regarding that apparently Shyamalan had created 3 different cuts of the film, one being a straight-out horror film, one being a rather funny film, and the other being a mix of the two. And clearly he has settled on the mix of the two because he wanted aspects of both. It's all about what you're willing to accept, in whether you accept that meld of those two genres. And to say it's a comedy horror wouldn't be exactly correct, because I'm loath to say that. I'm really loath to say it's a comedy horror, even though there's aspects of both, because sometimes I was like, I'm supposed to be laughing at this, aren't I? Is this meant to be funny? And sometimes I was laughing and I wasn't sure whether it was meant to be funny, so it's a bit, I wasn't quite sure whether I was laughing at the right moments or not. Comedy horror is extremely hard to get right. And I'm still unsure right this very moment whether the film is a good film or just a I think, I'm going to set on it being a bizarre film. And it does make it an interesting watch, without a doubt. The child actors in question are the principal protagonists, and at first I was thinking, when I was seeing them, I was thinking, these kids are going to annoy me to hell. And to a certain degree, did, but as the film progressed a bit more, I got a bit more into their way of, not way of acting, but the way they are, and there's some redeeming qualities about them as characters, and in particular, the boy with a particular end credit sequence, or post credit sequence. No, yeah, during the end credit sequence. So, yes, to a small degree, with the child actors, a little bit annoying, but I did enjoy certain aspects of their performance. And like I say, right, the horror aspects of the film, some of it is really, really well done. Some of it is quite predictable in a way. But there were some really, really well done creepy moments. Some quite gross moments as well. But not too many. And I will comment upon the actual found footage aspect of the film, because particularly with M. Night Shyamalan, his camera work can sometimes leave a bit to be desired. And his style leaves a bit to be desired. And I'm surprised he has not done this sort of film before, because this is perfect for him, really. So that aspect of the film, I thought was really good. Yeah, sorry, a bit of a blank moment there. But yeah, I don't know what to go into more, really. So yeah, it's a peculiar film. It's a bizarre film. It's certainly worthy of your attention, particularly if you're a horror fan, because it's something not quite what you're probably expecting. And yeah, like I said, I came out of the cinema not really knowing what to make of the film, really. So there's a review for that. I didn't quite know what to make of the film. There you go. So there we go. Yeah, M. Night Shyamalan and The Visit. He's certainly gained a bit of credit back for me regarding some of his recent films. Is this a step to a road of recovery? We'll soon see, won't we? See regarding what his next film is. But yeah, The Visit, M. Night Shyamalan. So I'm going to say, classic film of the week is a film that makes it a M. Night Shyamalan special. And I know it's not going to be the film you think I'm going to say, because you think I'm going to say The Sixth Sense, don't you? I'm not. I'm actually going to say my classic film of the week is Unbreakable. Now, the reason why I've chose Unbreakable is because it's a bit more of a shift away from The Visit for a start, in those tones. So, the film revolves around and stars Bruce Willis, who is a man who is involved in a massive train accident and survives miraculously without a single scratch upon him, whereas every other passenger on the train dies. Yeah. Sorry again, I'm having another blind blank there. And he's starring alongside him is Samuel Jackson, who is a character who suffers from a condition where effectively he has brittle bones, so he is able to break bones extremely easily. I think it was something to do with, it was described as not having enough calcium in his bones or something like that. I'm not entirely sure on the aspect of it, because I'm not sure whether I'm not sure if it is a real medical condition or not. I should have explored that, really. But yeah, he's somebody who's very prone to injury, whereas on the opposite end of the scale, Bruce Willis appears to be somebody who is a feat of miraculous achievement or something physically. And it's really a film about discovery, and what I mean by that is the themes it has on show are extremely interesting for me as a viewer, and it's been regularly sort of discussed, this sort of film, because of the ideas behind it. Samuel Jackson's character in particular has a very big interest in comics and comic book heroes in particular. So yeah, he sort of sees Bruce Willis's character as some sort of polar opposite to him. So therefore, if he's at one end of the spectrum, why couldn't there be someone who's absolutely, he's sort of as brittle as anything, why can't there be someone as amazingly tough, and almost impenetrable as a being, like Willis. It's all about Willis having that discussion with Elijah, who is his character, L. Jackson's character's name, and whether he sees him as some sort of eccentric weirdo or whether he wants to believe aspects of what he's saying. And in the film, the son sort of go through that storytelling motion with Willis and L. Jackson. Like I say, it's a fascinating watch because it's good to see these two actors. I think they're pretty much at the top of their game in this film, going toe to toe with each other in discussions. And I love the comic book angle of it. I really do love the comic book angle of it. And because throughout the film, I'm going to do mini spoilers. L. Jackson sort of asks him particular questions regarding his life and what happened in his past and what he's doing now, why he chose that line of work, and why he can sort of sense particular things with people because he works as security and where he can smell something when something's up. And yes, it's really, really, really interesting. And yeah, like I say, the ideas are fabulous. Now, the reason why I go classic like that is because there's a particular thing about the film that I think everyone's almost agreed upon and that is, now I won't say what happens in the ending, but I'll talk about the abruptness of the ending, because this film is 1 hour 45 minutes, and you know what, I often complain about films being too long. In this film, I think it needs to be a bit longer, and the reason why is because of the nature of how the film ends. You're suddenly discovering certain things about certain characters and wanting to find out more, and then all of a sudden, something occurs, and the film ends. This film could be an absolute classic in my opinion if it had suddenly carried on a bit longer and explored some of these themes a bit more. Shyamalan might have said, "Oh, I want to get out of this quickly before I'm accused of dragging it out too long," but I don't think it was dragged out long enough. I think there's more to explore, like I say, with these characters. So, yes, that's my one discrepancy with the film, is the ending in particular. So, I really enjoyed this film. I love the tone of it. I love the themes of it. Like I say, I really like the performances of Willis and Samuel Jackson. Yeah, I do really like this film. Obviously, the one flaw is that thing that almost everyone's agreed upon. So yeah, Unbreakable. It's certainly one up for discussion with Shyamalan. I think it's possibly his last great film. Although I did enjoy Signs myself, but there's many problems with that film I'm not even aware of. So yeah, there we go. So yeah, we go. Unbreakable. M. Night Shyamalan, my classic film of the week, and The Visit was my theatrically released film of the week. And that made it an M. Night Shyamalan Director's Special. I hope you enjoyed watching me. I hope you subscribe to me, and I hope to hear and see you again next time. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.